Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
Maps come with me. No. When do we start?
Welcome back to episode 69. Oh, Jesus. All right, that's how we're starting this, I guess.
Well, you know what 69 is? One
No.
less than 70.
Which is when we get funny.
It was supposed to be funny
Okay,
next week.
good.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, D23 was last weekend. Boy, there's a lot to cover from D23. All those trailers, announcements.
I'm sure you'll cover them very well in the extra edited and spliced in news segment this week.
Can you give me a few just reactions? Can I get like an O, a yes, maybe a wow?
Holy shit.
Not helpful.
Oh,
I
sorry.
can't use that a bunch.
No, I really liked it, and I'm excited to see this.
D23. Look, we're doing this early. Jared's going away.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to go be drunk all weekend.
that's fair.
And not at Old Hallowell Day.
No.
No, sorry to disappoint you that I won't be there.
Well, that's already happened in their world, in the listeners' world.
It has. Well, we're hoping that you survived.
I imagine I was at work all day. I went in early.
Hey, weirder things have happened. This is episode 69.
You know what? I'm going to go into our premature news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
How much news can there frigging be? We just recorded 2 days ago.
Actually, there's a regular amount, but we're going to burn through it because, a lot of it's just it's headline news. It's not that deep of news.
Is it the gotcha journalism?
No,
Is it fake news?
that's all real news.
Are these alternative facts?
A couple of them I didn't even show you anything for, so I can't even do them.
Okay, well, that's fine.
You screwed me on two of them, the two where I was supposed to show you something, but I didn't.
Oh, how did I screw you if you didn't show me?
It's my own fault.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Something funny coming to the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Blu-ray.
Yes.
Do you remember that original Guardians of the Galaxy song they played during the credits? You saw everyone dancing, including like Hasselhoff?
Yes.
There's going to be a full music video for that with Hasselhoff's band
I like it.
that James Gunn directed
Please
as a
give me
special
more.
feature. I can't wait for that. I
Those
think that's
credits
gonna
were
be
awesome, by
hilarious.
the way.
That's going to
Just
be
gonna point that out.
funny. I can't wait for that.
Me either.
It was a fun little song. It was very like 70s funk. Everyone's dancing about, but
A
now
little bit of disco in there.
now we're getting a full music video in the Guardians Blu-ray.
Yes, please.
I want that. I can't wait to see that.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise, Stan Lee is back, baby, filming his cameo for Infinity War.
I like it.
Kind of feel bad for the guy. It's like,
He's going through a tough time.
your wife just died. Here's a schedule.
Yeah, but he's committed to it. He's been committed to the industry for how many years?
Since 1961.
All right, so
Well, that's really just when the Marvel one, he did Fantastic Four. Prior to that, I think he was in
And-
the industry going back to the 40s.
maybe some sort of like normalcy in his life, something to take his mind off of it.
I can understand that.
Yes.
Charlize Theron said she would be up for a Mad Max prequel about Furiosa. Better get on that. George Miller is in his 70s. And he hasn't made there's like a 25-year, 30-year gap in between Mad Max movies.
Thereabouts, yes.
Like it's not going to happen.
Probably not.
But,
It
hey.
it may end up being the Red Sonja.
No, Mad Max is too good for that.
Well, Conan the Barbarian was pretty friggin' cool. And they screwed that up.
Wasn't Mad Max good?
Conan.
Very few things are Mad Max good.
Conan. What's best in life, Zach? Do you know what's best in life?
The Lamentation of the Women.
Yeah, to see your enemies driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of the women.
Speaking of things that people want, Christopher Nolan said he would be very interested.
How many takes do you think it got them to have Arnold say lamentation?
Didn't say it very well, so probably
The lamentation of the women. Sorry, Christopher Nolan.
said he'd be very interested in directing a James Bond film. That's how you get Daniel Craig interested again. Get an auteur.
Yes, get somebody who will not cause you to have lamentations.
Get one of the most powerful directors in Hollywood to do a Bond movie. That's how you get that done.
Yeah, who put some friggin' spice back into Batman?
Speaking of Batman,
Oh, see, look at that. That's called a segue.
here's a weird interview that happened.
Yes, please.
Batman director Matt Reeves, he's throwing out the script that was written by Jeff Johns and Ben Affleck. The quote he threw out that's getting people to raise an eyebrow: rock style, do you smell style,
Okay.
fried egg style, over easy. He said, we're starting again. And people are like, does that mean they're rebooting? Does it mean that he's just like saying, new script? Or is he saying we're just kind of ignore the old continuity? Is Ben Affleck even back, baby?
This movie has more issues than National Geographic right now. Just gonna throw that out there.
So that's the interesting quote. We're starting again. What does that mean?
I think they're breaking it back down to a new script.
I mean, we know that, at least that. I think it's mostly just scripting.
There's no way it can be a reboot. There's too many moving pieces in place right now with the DCEU.
I'm guessing Affleck's back. I'm guessing he's just going to ignore
Baby.
the previous movies.
Yeah, probs.
The new Hellboy movie that's coming out. This is another weird story. Hellboy creator Mike Mignola said originally this new Hellboy reboot was supposed to be connected to the old movies, but then they just decided, screw it.
So they're just not going to do it, period?
Well, they're still doing the reboot, but it's just going to be a whole fresh reboot and not connected to the old stuff, which is the reason I think it's weird is because the director of Hellboy 1 and 2, Guillermo del Toro, pushed for this for years. So why would you connect it to a thing with the new director when the old director wanted to do the thing and he's an insanely successful director?
I don't have an answer.
You tell me!
I don't have an answer. And probably because they want to be like, oh, this was our idea all along, and we're really creative, and it's cheaper than having to hire Guillermo del Toro, now that he's a wildly successful and fantastic director.
Speaking of fantastic directors,
Yes?
this isn't a comic book thing, I just wanted to mention it.
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino's going to direct a Manson family movie.
Like the Mansons, like Charles Manson?
Yeah, those ones.
That'd be interesting. I like Tarantino.
It maybe raise an eyebrow, but that's probably a good thing.
Like The Rock?
Over easy style, if you will.
I can't.
Hollandaise.
I do like hollandaise sauce. Making some eggs Benedict.
I guess I'm just connecting things with eggs. I don't think The Rock was ever cooking eggs, but that's where I'm bringing it.
Have you ever had Scotch woodcock? It's a thing. It's boiled eggs. You slice them up and you do a cheese sauce and you put some Ritz crackers over it. Really good. Probably really unhealthy.
Probably. Neil Adams is back in the DC world. He's going to be doing a Dead Man miniseries. He's done a lot with Dead Man in the past, really brought the character back into the forefront back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Except the last few things Neil Adams have done have been totally off the wall crazy. Legendary
like
art.
Ansel Adams crazy? Like, is it like an Adams thing?
It's a bad thing.
Oh, okay.
His last book was a Superman book, and my favorite standout from it was him going up to Superman, going up to Jimmy Olsen, going, "Jimmy, what's up?" Oh, good, it's 2001 again.
What's that?
Oh yeah, that's what Superman.
What's that?
Glad you could play 3 characters all at once.
You like that?
God, you're versatile.
I am awesome.
Amazing artist, amazing history, bad contemporary.
Ooh, that was not up. Maybe Superman will be like, "Hey Jimmy, this party at the Daily Bugle, it's on fleek."
Neil Adams doesn't know that term. I barely know that term.
Oh. You know what? That Lex Luthor, he really has me shook. That could be in there. Hey Lois, want to get turned tonight?
And then the news didn't show you, but I should have. There's a trailer for The Tick going to be streaming on Amazon
I
Prime.
saw it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, yes. I saw it on Amazon Prime. I'm like, I can't believe Zach didn't make me watch. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, Zach didn't make me watch this? I feel like I know something.
I was going to.
But then I knew that you probably knew it before I did anyway, so I felt
Twitter.
smart like for a moment.
It was on Twitter. I enjoyed it. I'll probably watch it when it comes out.
I'm kind of creeped out by ticks. They're really bad this year.
They have been bad this year.
Public service announcement from us here at Editor's Note Comics Podcast. Check yourself.
Before you wreck yourself. Over easy style.
Sunny side up style.
And,
Gangnam style.
And then stop dancing. Entertainment Weekly released a bunch of photos of Black Panther. Still looks good. Still love it. Everyone's in really good shape. A lot of shirtless photos. I love the color palette in this movie. I'm just going to come out and say it. As much as I enjoy Michael B. Jordan, his hair looks silly.
It's Wakanda. It's what's hip in Wakanda. It's what the discerning young men of fine taste and high fashion of Wakanda, that's how they have their hair.
I felt so bad. Like, when he was in Creed, he was in, like, top 1% shape in the world. And now he's in this movie. I'm like, top 5%. You've really let yourself go, Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, yeah, because he's better off than 95% of the population.
He's really decreased.
And you're criticizing him for that.
A little bit, yeah.
You're being kind of snootish.
He was in better shape 2 years ago. for Creed.
You were in better shape 2 years ago.
I was.
You were probably in better shape 2 weeks ago.
No.
The 4th of July happened. That was probably a setback.
That was, but there was a few days of recovery.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you were in better shape like a week and 3 days ago. Then the 4th of July happened.
I know that was like 4 days of recovery. I'm like, all right, back down.
Yes, I've gone from being in the top, the bottom 1%, the bottom 5%. Actually, you're probably like,
What are you doing?
you're in the 80th percentile, probably.
You have weird numbers. Bottom 1%.
Oh, the bottom 1%, because I wasn't like, the top 99%.
The bottom 1%. That's right, America. White man coming at you. Bottom 1%.
Bottom 1%. Us here with our problems in the bottom 1%.
Good thing nothing happened at D23 this weekend.
Oh, yes, of course. It was relatively boring and brutish.
Yeah, who the hell knows what's going to happen there? Probably a trailer. We might see the thing.
I'm thinking it's going to be a Star Wars trailer. Just going to go out on a limb and say that.
Can be pissed if there's a Star Wars trailer.
Well, then you can record a little piece on your own and be like, I thought the Star Wars trailer was great. And then you could just splice my voice together like, that was really good.
If you're giving me a line reading, you don't have to break it up.
It was really good, and it furthered my excitement to see this movie.
I'm definitely going to pay to see this.
They already had my money.
Yeah, I know, right? Quick news. But from there...
Quick news, yes.
Because we only had 2 days to work off of.
Yeah, exactly.
From there...
I'm sure that we'll add some other news in.
Yeah, maybe not. We'll see what I'm up to.
Let's
go on to an Editor's Note Comics
movie review.
Okay. First time we've called it that. I'm doing that thing now.
I'm the best there is at what I do. But what I do best isn't very nice.
It's time for an Editor's Note podcast review.
What were you going to call it?
I don't know, just an Editor's Note Comics
movie review.
Yeah, I guess fine. But with the upcoming Defender series going to Netflix, will the Punisher show up? Maybe he will. Maybe he won't.
Hopefully he's better than the Punisher we just saw.
I don't really know. But I thought we'd talk about the Punisher just in case.
Okay. Punish me.
Is that a stink bug up on that door frame?
I can't tell from here.
Real son of a bitch.
He's invading your home.
I keep getting salamanders in the basement.
You should punish him.
Stop saying punish.
Discipline?
We watched the 1989
Chastise. Reprimand.
direct-to-video.
I can't imagine why.
It was supposed to get a theatrical release.
I can't imagine why it didn't.
Yeah. Punisher movie starring Ivan Drago himself, over easy style, Dolph Lundgren.
When you keep saying things like over easy style,
I don't even know what that
the
means
Rock
anymore.
style, it brings back like post-traumatic stress from singing Boom Chicka Boom for 10 years at campfires.
It's not my fault. I didn't do it.
No, I know. You just kind of, it's nobody's fault, really. It just happened. So this direct to VHS, because it was 1989, there was no DVD. Was it direct to Laserdisc?
No, VHS.
Was there a Laserdisc of it?
Maybe a Betamax.
Ooh, Betamax.
It's so funny, because back in the day, like, now you have people who always want to, like, go for the high quality stuff. Betamax was the higher quality. People chose VHS, like, we don't have that kind of money.
It's cheaper.
It's like $70 a movie.
Yeah. Well, Laserdisc. Remember Laserdisc?
I never had it, but
I remember seeing them.
We were a Betamax family.
Were you really?
We chose poorly.
Wow.
And then we were a dual VCR family.
Oh, you were one of those people.
Oh yeah, early pirating, baby.
Before they figured out how to scramble it. Didn't you, like, wasn't it for a while you couldn't dub it from video to video?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Stick it in one, stick a blank in the other, boom, record. SLP. Bring down the quality, get more tape.
Yes, you can get 2 movies on one.
2.5.
Oh, well. Please insert tape 2 for part 3.
Yeah. But going with our trend of watching old bad comic book movies before the boom happened.
This was old and bad.
Yeah.
It missed some things.
Quick plot synopsis, so I guess we could just talk about it.
A lot of people die, and there are 20 F-bombs.
Frank Castle is an ex-cop, not a Vietnam vet, as he is in the books. His family is murdered by one of the many gangs of this movie. They think he's dead, and he becomes the Punisher.
Because the reprimander was taken.
Without his one trademark thing, the skull shirt.
Yeah,
doesn't have that.
No, he doesn't.
And
he does have the skull knives.
A lot of skull knives, yeah. And he's out to kill every gang ever.
I believe he's waging a one-man war. Pretty successfully, I might add.
And that's kind of the plot.
Yeah. But the plot, I guess, a little bit is about returning the children to the gangsters.
Yeah, one...
Who are in a rude awakening when they get returned to their parents. As in, they're, like, missing half of their parents.
Yeah, one of the mob bosses steals the children of all of the other mob bosses.
The Yakuza mob boss.
Yeah, very specific, but you're right.
Yes, well...
The Yakuza steals all of the children of the other mob leaders to take over all of the gangs, and then they just all die. Some children get punched, some gang leaders get killed. Actually, a lot of people get killed.
There's a lot of death in this movie.
There's a lot of slow death. And not like torturous death, although there was a couple of torture scenes. But there's a lot of knife throwing in this, and it's like... And they always do a shot of the knife slowly spinning through air.
There were some spiky tennis balls, too.
Yeah, just tennis balls filled with nails. Throw them in someone's neck.
Like a little mace ball?
Yeah.
How did it not hurt the person throwing it?
I don't know.
That's a good question, I thought.
There's a lot of silly, ridiculous deaths.
It is over-the-top 80s just violence.
But not good or fun. This isn't like a Commando or even an over-the-top. This is Van Damme level.
No, because Kickboxer was an okay movie.
The movie that it steals the most from is 100% Enter the Dragon.
Yes.
They watched Enter the Dragon and said, oh, let's do what that movie did, but much worse.
Because let's just throw in a ton of crass language.
Oh, yeah. It's like...
A ton of crass language and no fun action one-liners. Zero.
They tried, but yeah, they tried for one-liners.
Okay, there was like one-liner's like, I don't want to stretch this out. The guy's on the torture rack. That was the best one.
That's the weirdest scene in the movie. The Punisher is kidnapped, escapes his handcuffs and puts a man into a torture device, which is like old-timey, like Tower of London torture.
It's the rack. It's straight up the rack where you get stretched out.
And split in
half.
Kind
of like going to the chiropractor.
Yeah.
That's quartering. That's different.
So he escapes. He attaches another man to this torture device.
Which, by the way, there was one torture device. There was not just one. There was two. These people had two torture devices.
What was the second one?
He was on the one. Remember, the other is like drunk compatriot was on the other one. Yeah, there was two of them.
They had two stretchy.
They had two stretchy things. Yeah, two Stretch Armstrong boxes.
Those things never held up. Those broke within like a day.
No, and like the chemical goo came out.
Yeah, but that was the weirdest part of the movie for me. They strap a man to a table.
But he also had some stripper heels on.
Yeah, he doesn't...
Where did those come from?
He doesn't just torture his captor. He puts him in high heels and then kills him.
Nothing
else.
No.
He doesn't
no, he was wearing clothes. It wasn't just
he doesn't
yeah.
put like lipstick on him or like a wig or something. He's like, now you're pretty enough to take out or something. He just like puts high heels on him for some reason and then tortures him to death.
Well, it is
He doesn't even make him stand in the heels. They're just on him.
This movie, like, it went for the hard R.
It did. This is like a harder R than Logan.
Yes, it is much.
More people died in more ridiculous ways. Have you ever seen a man get pinned to a wall with a pair of earrings?
That happened.
Seen it now.
Yep. You ever seen people die by drinking poison? Oh no, the best one-liner was when the chick was like, since you refused to have the drink, I invite you to have the chaser, and then shot him in the mouth.
That was the best one.
Yes, because it was a shot. Get it?
God, it's really... We've watched a lot of bad movies at this point.
This is up there for bad.
I don't know. It's kind of like middle of the road. Like when we watch something like Fantastic Four, it's so astoundingly bad that this is just hard to believe. Or something like Howard the Duck, which is too weird to actually believe. Like there's no scene as weird as like Leah Thompson trying to have sex with a duck.
Well, there was him sitting naked in the sewer.
Twice. We got that shot twice.
Yeah,
if you want to know what Dolph Lundgren's ass looks like in 1989, I have the movie for you. You see the same shot of it twice.
Yeah, it's well chiseled. It's cracked, actually.
Dolph Lundgren is the Punisher. Bad call.
Well, he doesn't really say a whole lot in the movie either.
He went to the Sylvester Stallone School of Acting where he's going to mumble his way through it. But not in a compelling way. Not like in a lovable idiot way. Just in a... where you have to like really perk up your ears, but like, what was that?
He kind of has a couple of small monologues to God in the beginning and the end. He kind of sandwiches it all in there.
In between punching children.
He didn't punch any children.
He shoved that one kid.
Well, the kid was going to shoot him or something.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm not for like child abuse, but if a kid's running at me with a knife, I'm going to push him. Wouldn't you?
I don't know. How do you describe this movie?
A cheaper version of like...
Chuck Norris wouldn't be seen in this movie.
I don't know. There's some bad Chuck Norris movies out there. The ones where he's like escaping from Vietnam. You know, the commando finds his wife and child are living in squalor under communist rule. Yeah, it was just gratuitous violence for violence sake. That's what this is. This is a machismo movie. This was, hey, we're going to go to the movies, drink some beer in the movie theater, and watch some people get killed. That's the kind of movie it is. This would be a movie that would be great to develop a drinking game around. Like every time somebody dies a ridiculous death, you take a drink.
Or just like
every time that Dolph Lundgren forms a complete sentence, you get to put your drink down, so that really doesn't ever happen.
Every time there's a slow motion thing being thrown through the air, knife, shoe, tennis ball.
Yeah, every time you see a skull knife, drink. Every time somebody uses a racial slur, drink.
Oh yeah, that was uncomfortable.
The triple F.
Yeah,
the beep and beep and beep beep. I don't even dare say it.
I don't want to. Put the word French at the end.
And then come up with 2 other F words, and you might be in the ballpark.
One of them's a verb.
And one of the others, multi-use. It could be a verb, an adjective, a pronoun. Yeah, a noun. Yeah,
well,
there you go.
One of them is a person, place, or thing.
The F truck word.
Yeah, it's, there's a few derogatory terms that just like you perk right up, like don't hear that in movies anymore.
Nope, you don't.
Or in polite conversation. Not even the impolite conversation.
I was gonna say some of those words I don't think you would hear in polite conversation. Period. End of discussion. I don't care that the toilet's clogged. I'm not there.
Well, that's worth keeping in the show.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting clogged toilet texts.
Yep.
All right.
Not from my house either, by the way.
Not giving context. Yeah, this is a movie that's hard to kind of sum up with.
It's bad.
You couldn't even really talk about it like scene to scene. Some of it is hilarious. It is hilariously bad, and then other parts of it, you're just like, why is nothing happening?
Like when he shoots the guy and then pulls his knife out and stabs through the paper wall, and another guy's just there dead.
That's amazing. Oh, you know what one of my favorite scenes is? The Punisher has an informant, and it's not his typical informant, Micro. I think that's his name. I might be wrong. I'll double check this while I'm editing.
Yes.
Edit note. Double check you're not wrong.
Thank you. Oh, the remote control.
Yeah, he has an informant who's an alcoholic, and the alcoholic gets thrown out of a bar. He's a thespian, which has nothing to do with the movie. They just keep on mentioning that he's a thespian. Doesn't act his way out of anything. He just keeps on saying that he's a thespian. And one guy goes up to a bar. He's like, "What'd you say you were?" He's like, "I said I'm a thespian." He's like, "Oh, I didn't know what that was."
Get him out of this bar. And he gets kicked out. Yeah.
Did you think he was coming on to you because he said he was a thespian?
Could be. Possibly. Maybe. Perhaps.
I didn't really understand that scene. But he gets thrown out of a bar, and this remote control Optimus Prime looking truck comes up to him. And in the bed of the truck is just
a nondescript bottle of booze.
Brown liquor.
Could be Dolph Lundgren's urine for all we know.
Yeah, but
Punisher urine.
And then he just follows it. He's like,
full of nitrates and sodium.
"Thank you, the Punisher. I have."
No, he's calling him Mr. P. Mr. P.
You're right. I'm mistaken. "Thank you, Mr. P.
Show some damn respect.
I have information on the children. Don't you want to save the children?"
Of course, this brings back flashbacks of his children and his wife being killed in a car bomb.
And a flashback of his butt.
No, that was in real time.
Yeah.
That was real time ass. Real ass time. R-A-T. Rat.
Fried style.
Ham style.
Look, I don't watch wrestling. I don't know these things. Oh, yeah. Spoilers, I guess.
Yeah, well, this came out in 1989. If you haven't watched it yet.
I hadn't watched it yet, and
I'm not going to say I wasn't entertained. It was definitely, it could be fun. You could make the movie fun. You could come up with a drinking game.
I don't know. This was on a scale of bad movie.
Ow.
Did you kick?
I need it right here.
Over easy style?
Bang my knee off the chest style.
This is a tricky one to talk about just because there's not a lot that happens and it's kind of slow and it's kind of boring. On a scale of bad movie, it's not so bad that it's fun, but it's not good enough to be entertaining. There are fun moments, no question.
Yes.
Like bad, dumb moments, but
What was the line you said? Dolph Lundgren's suffering from a lack of dialogue. I'm like, this movie's suffering from a lack of plot.
they missed so many opportunities for like bad one-liners.
Oh, that would have made it amazing. Those are the best part of like those 80s action movies.
Or he steals a bus at one point with children and he kills a bunch of people, like runs them over. I just wanted to be like, the wheels on the bus go round and round, and just dumb stuff like that.
Oh, end of the line.
You know what? I said that. You're stealing my joke. I came up with multiple bus
I
jokes.
like mine. This is your stop.
So you stole mine. You're like, you know what? Mine was better, actually. Stealing my bus jokes.
There was that guy that got run over, as you said, quote unquote, dead as shit. And you cheered for it, too. You knew it was coming. You could tell it was coming. And then it happened. The car, like, the bad guy looked like he swerved to run his buddy over. Dead center of his chest. And you go, yeah, he's dead as shit.
Well, he was.
Yes.
There is some fun to it. I would never want to watch this by myself. This is the kind of movie you want to watch with like a group of people if you chose to watch it, which
I would watch it again just to make fun of it with a group of people.
this is no Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
No.
Side note, watch Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Yes, do yourselves a favor and watch Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
It's a hard ticket
This
to
is for the-
Hawaii.
That has good ones. This is for the Malachi Cups. That guy's smoking some serious doobies. The rocket launcher. It's the one gun I can't miss with. See, that's what this movie needed. Just when you thought it was safe to take a pee. Those are all lines from Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
That's the best one.
Yes. I need to do some thinking. Next scene, a couple of topless girls in a hot tub. This is where I do my best thinking.
With nunchucks.
Yes, there were.
That is an amazing movie, which we will never review on this show.
But probably worth finding a copy to watch again because it's been a while.
I remember back when we watched it, like if you wanted to find a DVD of it, it was like $90 because the print was so low.
We may or may not have procured it through nefarious means.
I didn't.
No, I'm straight up saying I know who did, and it wasn't you.
Okay.
I'm absolving you.
All right, good, because it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you.
I just showed up.
You just showed up. We watched it on a sheet with a projector
Yes, we did.
in a cabin in the woods, and had a good chuckle.
Look, on a scale of see it in theaters, red box it, or don't waste your time, I'm gonna give it a don't waste your time.
I'm gonna say if you're looking to if you're drunk with some buddies and just want to watch something mindless.
There are 2 other Punisher movies out there.
This is one of the 3.
Yeah, none of them are good. There is yet to be a good Punisher movie. Best Punishers in Daredevil Season 2, which is great. This is the worst Punisher out there, which is not good on a scale of there are 3 bad movies. This is the worst of the 3, and not in a fun way.
No, it missed its opportunity to have fun.
It could have been.
It took itself too seriously.
God, this could have been.
The sets were kind of eh. Again, I brought up a good question, and you even credited me for it because the Punisher lives in the sewer. That's a very well lit sewer. There's lights everywhere in that sewer. Why is that sewer so well lit? The city that they live in is wasting money keeping the sewer lit.
I'll just keep harping back to it, I guess. If you want to go watch a bad early Marvel movie, go watch the unreleased Fantastic Four. That's a gem.
Yes.
This is
dark.
Kind of fine, I guess. There's a lot of cursing and bad violence. Which isn't the end of... I don't know. It's not the worst.
Some of the things that were said in the movie were just what did they say? Did they just say what I thought they said?
If you want to see a movie that disparages the Japanese, the French, and the gay community, I have the movie for you.
I think there was also somebody else who got disparaged.
Was there another group?
There
I
may
might
have been.
lost
They
count.
may have made fun of Italians. I can't remember.
That's very possible. I'm not going to discount that as a possibility.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They don't make them like this anymore.
No, they don't.
Thankfully.
Well,
what was your rating?
I'm gonna adjust the rating scale for this for our bad action movies. It'd be okay to watch it alone, or you need to be with a group of people drunk.
No, I'll give it a new scale.
Okay,
for you on your.
Okay.
Is it a Predator, which is a good movie you can enjoy?
Okay, yeah.
A Commando, a over-the-top movie that's fun with a group.
Yes.
Or an over-the-top, which is kind of embarrassing to admit.
Oh, it's over the top.
Okay.
Over the top, hands down.
And if you don't know what over the top is, go treat yourself. If you want to see,
If it's the bottom of the scale, you're like, we're comparing it to this.
if you want to see
And we're telling
Sylvester
you not to watch this
Stallone
movie.
connect with his son while driving trucks and having arm wrestling competitions with a backwards baseball cap,
A backwards trucker hat.
I really just said the movie.
Yeah, you pretty much gave the movie.
He learns the value of family through arm wrestling
Why not?
on the road.
It's a seeing America on the road kind of movie.
We should review that movie. Has nothing to do with anything in the store, but I haven't seen Over the Top in many years.
And there's a reason for that. No, I'd put it on over the top. So for action, our action movie scale, it could be like Predator, Commando, or over the top. And this is over the top.
This is an Over the Top.
Yes.
See it once, maybe never again.
See it to say you've done it. Or just get wildly plastered while you watch it. It might make it a little more enjoyable.
Or watch the other two Punisher movies that are bad, but not this bad.
Yeah, this wasn't very good.
That'll do it for our review, I suppose. Our review is about as disjointed as this movie, if that gives you any kind of context.
Because there was anything to joint it to.
Yeah, just things happened. Action scenes were confusing. You didn't really know what was going on.
No, you didn't. Things happened.
The acting was bad. The
It wasn't
direction
good.
was bad.
Yeah.
There was a whole other two cops subplot we didn't even mention.
Yeah,
that was
there's
bad.
no loose ends. This movie leaves a ton of loose ends. And a lot of... Yeah, the biggest statistic from the movie, he killed 125 people in 5 years.
Okay, you did the math
That's
on that.
That's one murder every 2 weeks. That's busy. Busy season. But that doesn't take into account the probably extra 100 people he kills in this movie alone.
Yeah, he really hits the gas.
Easily kills 50 or 60 people.
But
Easily.
if you want to go watch Dolph Lundgren in a thing, just go watch Rocky 4.
What else is... or Expendables. If you want to see him in an action
One.
movie,
Just
first
one.
Expendables.
Stop after one, they get bad.
He goes crazy in the first one, though.
It's the only one that's fun. The other ones suck. They're
Yeah,
not
but they got cool
good.
names. His name is Gunner, and he's the gun expert.
That's the only good one. I hate the second and third one. The first one's fun.
What don't you like about the third? The second one is kind of... The third
second-
one, I like. Mel Gibson's pretty good in the third one.
The second one focuses too much on, we're going to say lines from old movies and we're going to switch them around.
Mm.
And also focuses too much on Dolph Lundgren's a smart guy. And the third one is PG-13 and crap.
Mm. The first one, there's some real gratuitous violence and death.
And also, I don't care about like the younger generation and all that crap. And I don't give a damn about Kelsey Grammer doing a fashion show and changing his outfit every 5 minutes.
His name is Bonaparte in the movie.
I don't even
It was
remember.
Bonaparte. I will give the Expendables credit for the fact that the names are pretty... I'm Special Agent Maurer. Where's Trench? You don't have to worry about Trench anymore. No, it was Church. Trench Mauser was Arnold
that
Schwarzenegger's.
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was his character. Oh, Special... I'm Special Operations Director Drummer, Harrison Ford.
Oh, yeah, when he was in there for half
Yeah.
a second.
Terry Crews's name is Hail Caesar. Lee Christmas.
Look, the first one's fun.
Yeah.
I hate the other ones.
Yeah, the first one's good.
Go watch the first Expendables
got-
or Rocky
It's got
4.
Stone Cold Steve Austin in it.
Yes, it does. Don't watch The Punisher. It's no good.
All right. Well, there we go.
We're going to move on to our next segment that we're definitely doing fresh right now.
Yes, this wasn't recorded 2 days ago, prior to the recording of this recording.
Yeah, we'll see you over on Letters to the Editors.
Now for my favorite part of the show. What's that say? Talk to the audience. Oh, God, this is always dead.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
That Dolph Lundgren, he's something else.
Letter. You ready?
Oh, yes.
Letter.
Okay, please read it to me.
I'm going to read this one typo and all.
Oh, okay. We're not here for grammar or spelling. We're here to listen.
This is more for me telling you a thing. So why don't you can read it.
Oh, okay. I can read it.
Typo and all.
Oh, I
'cause
get to.
You're not going to be able to contribute a lot
reading.
to it.
I like reading from this guy. Okay, so can you explain the comic Nick Fury?
Does it say Fury?
Oh, Nick Fury. Is this a thing, Nick Fury?
No.
Okay. Can you explain the comic Nick Fury? How there's
Again, furry.
I'm reading it as it's probably intended. How there's two, the older one and the younger one.
That's an easy.
Okay, yes, please explain Nick Fury to me.
I will explain Nick Fury to you.
Can you explain it more than the Nick Fury TV show that we watched?
So Nick Fury, or originally Sergeant Fury in his Howling Commandos, White guy, World War II vet.
Okay.
He drinks a potion. What did they...
A potion.
I forget the name of it.
That's why you need to know what you're drinking, kids, when you go out and have a beverage or whatever. You don't just drink mystery potions.
I'm blanking on the name of it. But basically, to help a lot of characters in the Marvel Universe, not just Nick Fury, but a lot of people who had like stuff to do in like the 80s and World War II and all this other stuff, they've had a concoction that gives them an extended long life so they can continue looking their age and not...
Oh, like the elixir of youth or something.
Yeah, essentially. A lot of people have had it. I mean, even Black Widow's had it because she was like with the KGB in the 80s.
Okay, so you get this magic life potion.
Yep. And the idea was that's how he stayed young. But then it turns out he just had a bunch of life model decoys.
Oh, the LMDs.
The robots.
Yes, I remember that from the TV show.
Yeah. And there's been a rotation of LMDs taking his place over time. And there is now a black Nick Fury who looks strikingly like Samuel L. Jackson.
Shocking.
So that started in the Ultimate Universe. They had a black Nick Fury who looked like Samuel L. Jackson over there. They did not ask for likeness rights. Side note. And it looks exactly like him.
I'll bet he's making some money off that.
I bet he is now.
Yes.
But when the movies started up, they had, obviously Samuel L. Jackson play Nick Fury. And the idea, and this is an unfortunate thing, which I'm never a huge fan of, with the idea of not trying to confuse new readers who are only fans of the, more accessible medium, people coming in who they would be like, who's this old crusty white guy? They introduced another black Nick Fury into the main Marvel Universe. His name was originally Marcus Johnson, and he was the illegitimate son of an older Nick Fury who just also happened to lose an eye.
Well, that's unfortunate. It seems to be bad luck.
It's a family trend, lose an eye.
Just like the Skywalkers, lose an arm, lose a hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the Fury Johnson family, it's
lose an eye.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he gets for getting the Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, you just shoot your eye out.
And then in the Marvel event Original Sin, the Watcher Uatu was shot and killed, and Nick Fury had to take his place on the moon. So now he's literally the old white crusty one is chained to the moon while the, Samuel L. Jackson with the six-pack is running around.
I'm at a loss for words. I don't really know what to say.
Basically, the movies made it happen.
Wow, good for the movies. The power of the cinema.
They don't want to be like, who's Hasselhoff over there? We want Jackson.
Okay, I'm sure it's exactly how it went down.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it was, but so yeah. I mean, there's technically two in the Marvel Universe, but we don't see the old white one much. He's literally chained to the moon right now wearing a cloak.
Well, it's cold on the moon. You need a cloak to stay warm.
I forget what they call him. They call him like the man on the watch now or something like that.
The man on the moon was taken.
Yeah. That's copyright infringement.
Yeah. Hey, where can we find you?
Over on editorsnotecomics.com, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to get the show a day early, you can head over to patreon.com/editorsnotecomics. $1 a month will get you the show a day early.
Also gets you the other show, the Backy.
Whatever.
It gets you some of the tobacco. The Bucky. Jeez.
the wacky tobacco.
The wacky tobacco has me having the Bucky. The Buffy back issue bin. You get that a whole week early.
Yeah.
As being a Patreon subscriber. And
if you could rate, review, subscribe on iTunes, I'd appreciate that.
That'd be great.
And you're on Twitter.
I am at Junior Rich.
What a week it's been.
You survived old Hallowell Day. I'm so proud of you. Next week is Planet Hulk.
Finally, we promised it before. We lied.
Well, it's been a long time coming. Planet Hulk next week on the Editor's Note podcast.
Gladiator in space.
Woo!
All right.
Are you not entertained?
I hope.
Yeah, okay.
See ya.